Were you there when Kelly was being trained briefly?
Sure was.
Kelly.
I predicted that Kelly would never see a day on WWE TV. I predicted that just to prove to you that I can fuck up as well. I predicted she would never make it. I predicted that Maurice, married to The Miz, would never make it. By the way, they hated each other when they were here. She hated him. I don't know that he hated her, but she hated him. Um, and who's Alicia Fox? I predicted that none of the three of them would see a day on WWE TV. My reason being, they were drop dead fucking gorgeous. They should have been models. I said, these girls are not going to put up with this abuse from Rip Rogers. They're not going to be stand for being called cunts. And they ain't going to take no fucking bumps. They're very lean. They're skinny girls. They're not built for this shit. And I predicted that none of the three of them would make it. Well, Alicia Fox is still there. Who were the three? Maurice is God. I think there's not been a bigger female star than her. She knew how to be a star. She had the entrance. She had the look. Decent worker as well. Alicia Fox is as good as they get, and I blew it on all three. Kelly went away quicker than she should have. I don't know exactly the reasons why she went away. But any of the three could have been badass models in the modeling world as well, in my opinion. But just to prove you I can fuck up too, I didn't have any of the three of them make it. I knew Beth Phoenix had what it took to make it. I knew that Natalie Neidhart obviously was going to make it, even though me and Natalie did not get along very well. Me and Beth, for the most part, got along pretty good. Mickey James was a cinch. I love Mickey with a passion. She's just such a great girl. Sweetheart of a girl, still gorgeous to this fucking day. Probably should still be on WWE TV. Every time I see her, man, she's just very friendly. And Queen Victoria, who's been everywhere, TNA, loved her to death. Very good. I think she could be a little bit crazy on you from time to time, especially with boyfriends and shit. Even though I don't think she should have had any at that time. But she was very good. And I predicted all those would make it, along with a few others, but I blew it big time on Kelly, Maurice, and Alicia Fox. I did not have them make it. Linda Miles, I thought was going to be one of the biggest stars in the business just from talent alone. I thought she had the look, the athletic ability. I thought they would teach her everything else she needed. She didn't want to do that. She wanted to do broadcasting. She wanted my job. And I'd have been happy to set right. I don't know what type of a talker she was, but I thought Linda Miles was going to be a huge star. I figured she could, but Jimmy hated her. She hated Jimmy. Jimmy, in a confrontation with her backstage once, when Linda Miles blamed Jillian Hall for a shitty match, she says, well, keep blaming me. There was two people in that match. I think you can blame Jillian Hall too. And Jimmy would not blame Jillian. He liked her for whatever reason. I would never have made Jillian Hall a star in the WWE. I don't know where you rank her as far as top female stars ever. I don't know how she made it. I don't know what the attraction was. It didn't click with me. That doesn't mean it's right or wrong that she made it or didn't make it. But Jillian Hall was my least favorite to make it out of all those. I thought the other ones, if you just make them ringside attendants, make them Miss Elizabeth, I thought Maurice and Alicia Fox and Kelly would have been perfect. I never dreamed they'd get in the ring and take the bumps and take the verbal abuse that came with training at Ohio Valley Wrestling. But they proved me wrong.